The pipeline of being suburban.
The price of being black in suburbia is basically the black suburban girl's life story. Like, that whole phrase within itself encaptures my life and like why I am the way that I am. I grew up in a predominantly white elementary school and middle school. High school was a lot more diverse, but by then the damage had already been done. The damage had already been done. Like, in high school I was very antisocial. Not the disorder. I'm a psych major, so I find that to be funny. Not the disorder. Social as in like I didn't talk to people, but not actual antisocial. Like, I wasn't out there on animals. You know what I mean? I wasn't out there. In middle school, I feel like I hid my identity a lot because on a subconscious level, when you're a kid, you want to fit in. I never wanted to stand out. I never wanted anything to be different about me versus the people around me. And that was the way my mind operated. It was like, how can I be exactly like these white kids? Mind you, like, I'm not, bitch, I don't know, bleach your what the fuck am I saying? Mind you, that wouldn't even have helped. Like, what, bleach your skin is so crazy. I can't be these kids, but in my internal dialogue back then, like back in middle school, I was like, I need to be like these kids. So the way that I did it was like suppressing who I was, and who I was to my core was a Nigerian girl. Like, I was raised in Nigerian culture, although like nowadays I feel like I need to regain that. I need to regain my Nigerian status because certain things are slipping. I'm like, I don't remember that, and I'm wondering if that tracks back to middle school and this whole, price of being black in suburbia, because it was suburban. Trust. Really, I can count on one hand. Me, my best friend, this other girl was black, and 2 girls were black. So 5 girls were black in my grade. And then outside my grade, I don't even know if there were black kids. I can't remember. Probably not. There was like no black teachers at all. Like, there was actually no black teachers. Let me count. Like, literally, I didn't have any black teachers until high school. That's not traumatizing at all. And I was being made fun of. So like, and also people were making fun of my last name. Like, do you know how triggering that is? And it would piss me off because, again, I wish I had the courage to stand up for myself, but because I wanted to fit in and be white adjacent, just because, again, I want to be the majority because you deem them cool, right? So the cool kids were quote unquote like the white kids. I wanted to be cool, but I can never be them because, again, I have my own experiences, I have my own personality, I have my own culture. I'm Nigerian, I'm black. Like, that's not gonna change. I have all these things that were me, but I never got to show those things because I didn't have an opportunity to talk about it. Because it's like, I can't talk with my white friends about my, growthage or core black girl experiences. I never talked about that. 5 black kids in my class. But you have to understand, I wasn't close with 2 of them, right? Because a lot of people are like, well, you should have made a group with the 5 black girls. I didn't like some of them. One of them did not talk to her. It's not that I didn't like her, but like, she was friends with the people who like were around the people who kind of bullied me in middle school. So I'm like, her. Then the other 2 girls, one of them I was beefing with. The other one I liked, which was her twin sister. And but she was like not really, we weren't close because that's not how it happens. Like, we're not a monolith. So then the only girl that I had to talk to was like my best friend. And like, again, like, we just didn't talk about our blackness. I didn't think to because I was so, it's so crazy thinking about the person that I was before George Floyd. Also, I was so like brainwashed to the point where like I was so suppressed. Like, it just became like an automatic thing to like suppress my blackness. Because again, when you're a kid, you're not fully conscious of what you're doing. So I wasn't, all throughout like middle school when I was doing these things and suppressing who I was, my blackness, it was subconscious. It's so crazy because I'm trying to process like who I became who I was, how I became who I was, and like kind of the steps that took me to that place. And it all tracks back to middle school. And it's not like at home my parents understood the extent of what I was going through because my parents when they were my age at the time, they were in their country with people who looked like them. So they're not going to understand to the full extent, because by the time they came to this country, they were adults. So that's a difference. When you're already an adult and you come to this country, even if you're about to be an adult, you know, 16, 17, whatever age, you at least have a formed sense of identity, especially being around people that look like you. You love yourself. Like there's a pride to that, right? There's a togetherness. But there was such a loneliness in being one of the few Black kids at the school, because there's so much experiences I never got to. Hypothetically, if I went to a predominantly like Black school, I would be around people who like understood about hair, you know what I mean? They would say my hair looks nasty as fuck, because you know what, in middle school it looked bad, and even now we're working on it. Stop.
Don't jump me.
You'll see. Okay, I don't know if you can see my Cinderella poster. The parts of being Black in suburbia. I didn't know like how to function and how to be a person that was Black in a predominantly white school. So I just kind of assimilated. I was so ignorant of like racism, because at my school there's a lot of like microaggressions thrown at me, but I wasn't really aware of it until like TikTok and like people talking about these issues, realizing that I wasn't alone. Because also my friend, like we just didn't talk about that, you know what I mean? Do you know, like there's a psychological reason for that, right? It's because we were trying to survive in an environment that no one looked like us, right? That's what I believe truly, especially being a psych major now. And so there's just a lot of like identity issues. I remember like specifically being so angry when certain people would say things that had to do with like Africa that was like stereotypical. We were watching a video in class and it was about like African tribe or something like that, and their traditions and their culture, and they were doing like an African tribal dance, you know what I mean? And people started laughing at it and thinking it was funny, and I just thought like, no, like I dance like that all the time at freaking functions. Nigerian functions, you know how we get down on the dance floor. Like this is not anything like crazy. They're just dancing, having a good time. I know y'all can't dance. So I was like, in my head, that's not exactly the way I was thinking, but in my head I was like, I don't understand why people are laughing at this and like being like, oh my god, what are they doing? Oh my god, what are they doing? Oh my god, what are they doing? Why are you laughing? I don't see anything that's funny. Also the fact that like these white boys would be making fun of my last name and everyone would be laughing at it. So fucking short. That's why you're gonna stay short, bitch. Mind you, I was a foot taller than him, and I'm only 5'6", ho. Okay, wait guys, wait, short men. I'm so sorry. The short men who watch me, I'm not talking about you, but I will be attacking height. Damn it, wait, I said I wasn't gonna do that anymore. Okay, that's not nice. I had to attack his height, because you know what? Sometimes people who are a little bit shorter, specifically men, are the worst individuals. That was mean. I don't take it back fully because I said what I said, but I want to do better with that. I'm working on it. That was a cheap shot. I'm working on it. I'm gonna do better. Forgive me, and I love you, my short kings. I had to get my anger out. But yeah, like I think just being in a suburban place also, it just really isolates you from your culture, who you are, your identity. You don't get to fully unlock your identity in the same way, because think about like the fact that school is your main socialization ground for like how you become a person, how you interact with people, how you learn manners, how you learn societal norms, especially socially. Like all of those core experiences ultimately happen all throughout school, from ages kindergarten to when you graduate at the end of high school, when you graduate middle school. So middle school, like my middle school experience was so predominantly white. Like it really, I think, fucked with my brain because of my African name. When Black Panther came out, I was in middle school. This man was like, Wakanda forever. I didn't care. I was like, okay, like whatever. But that's a microaggression. And a lot of people will be like, that's not that big of a deal. And yeah, it wasn't a big deal, but it's like, again, there's all these like little microaggressions thrown at me. And I'm sure there's some that I didn't even realize were microaggressions, and I would have realized if I was older. But it's a guy being paired with me that we liked each other, like a rumor being spread in middle school or something, elementary, middle school. And he was like, I would never like her. Aww. And me thinking like, is it because... Not to mention my Nigerian identity being mixed in to all that. There's a quote on YouTube, but someone said like when you're in a primarily like white institution school, you're just seen as black. You're not Nigerian, you're not Caribbean, you're not Haitian, you're not Kenyan. The moment you step into an area where it's more diverse, you can be who you are. And that is also kind of the layer that I felt, you know? That was the price that I paid being black in suburbia. Like I couldn't even explore what it meant to be like Nigerian as well, because I don't even think there was one Nigerian in my elementary school. Well, in elementary, yes, before I moved, but that's a whole nother story. But specifically in my middle school, like there's not one Nigerian at all. There were people who were, I guess, ethnic, but like again, I never even got into it. I never explored that side of myself ever. I didn't care to, because I didn't think it mattered, and it does matter because it hurts me so much that I never did that when I was younger, and I never knew to do that because, again, there's those psychological there's a weird thing you do psychologically in your mind to fit in, to not be perceived, to camouflage, but it doesn't work, and it always comes back, and I feel like that is the price. Like, that's literally the price. I'm opening the floor to you guys now. Like, what are your experiences? Because for me, like, it was hard. Yeah, thank you for listening to me. The price of being black in suburbia. You're up to the rich kids with the none of that. Hi, cunts. How are you doing? Hi, cunts. I say cunt a lot. I say cunt as like a compliment. So like when I say like you're so cunt, like you're that girl, you're that boy, that's what I mean. So that's why I'm calling you guys my cunts, because I don't mean you're a hoe, I just mean you're a cunt. And I'm a cunt. I'm cunty. I say that too often, and sometimes I'm scared it's gonna slip in my Nigerian household.